Alright, everybody. It's that time. Finally do this quest line. At least I hope so. Shades of Shantoto. Ah, Ronald. I'm glad you are here. I will consult with you about a matter that has been gnawing away at my mind. Thanks in no small part to your efforts, the Book of Nathal have at long last been reunited in these halls. Their long lost secrets just waiting to be unearthed. Though I have scarcely begun poring over the tomes, I have already made a most remarkable discovery. Each of the twin tomes contained a cipher of sorts, the meaning of which could only be deciphered when the two are referenced in tandem. I will spare you the details of how I unraveled the message, though it truly was among my finer moments, if I dare say so myself. At any rate, the words once decoded are most evidently an incantation, but one entirely unfamiliar to me. Beneath it was writ a simple directive. Heir to the dark arts, speak these words unto Nal's reflection, that memories long forgotten may stir anew. As to what precisely these words are referencing, your guess is as good as mine. Still, Master Kurukoga doubtless preserved the incantation and the accompanying message and his records for a reason. If we if we are not the heirs to the art of black magic, then who is? So I trust I can expect to see you at Null's reflection. And do try to hurry, yes? I would prefer not to delay any potentially epoch making discoveries any longer than necessary. Okay. So yeah, we're finally getting done the Black Mage questline. So I will say it comes at a price. Sadly. Uh the um the quest line in question, um sadly, sadly, I don't have my gear at 530 here. I could only get it to 400, 497 because the the gear I'm missing two pieces of the tombstone gear for Shadowbringers, and I don't feel like getting them, like gathering up the tombstone to do it. So wait, we're gonna just start off with a fight? Oh boy. And that is all you need to know. When I give the signal, when I give the sign, you are to chant the words precisely as I instructed. Understood? Okay, but I don't like it. Now, um, that looks like a soul. That light. You, yes, you shall serve as the bringer of destruction. As for my vessel, ah, yes, that one should suffice. Your thing is clipping. Hey, he's got the same staff as me. Whatever was that strange sensation? For a moment, it was as if a great fire burned within me, and then now it is as if my very being is being rent in two. And this voice. Whoa, your eyes. Sir, your eyes. Well, it feels good to walk the earth. For the first time in 2 millennia, seems that old coot proved himself useful after all. If he hadn't kicked it, I'd find him and give him a pat on the back. And what are you gawking at? Are you a black mage? You are a black mage, are you not? Surely you possess the common sense to recognize the woman who stands before you. Or will you need be or will you need be needing a hint? Jesus, I cannot read tonight. I've read enough tonight, and I'm still reading. Some would call me Death's Handmaiden, but I always found that particular epithet so needlessly morbid. Though technically speaking, I am but manifestation of a memory. You may call me by the name I used in life, Shatoto, at your service, but I jest, of course. It's you who are at mine. I must say, what is it with black mages today and these unwieldy hats? Do they truly believe it makes them look more imposing? Or are they merely compensating for something? In either event, I have no need for such adornments. Hey, don't take off his hat. He likes his hat. Oh my goodness. That's more like it. Ronald, was it? Of course it was. Now that we're on a first name basis, you'll have to tell me all about yourself. On second thought, let's skip that. Time is short, and to be quite honest, I don't particularly care. At any rate, as I might have mentioned, I am not the true Shantotto as she once lived, but rather a manifestation of her memory. My memory. Needless to say, that still makes me the most powerful sorceress currently existing in your world. You do well to remember that if you ever have a mind to cross me. I'm like, what? Well then, now that we've gotten pleasantries out of the way, what do you say we have a little fun? Prepare to be blasted into a gazillion itty-bitty pieces. Whoa. Oh, come now. Must I spell everything out to you? I must know if you're sophisticatedly adept at the dark arts to help me forestall impending doom. And this is by far the easiest way to do so, not to mention the most fun. Prepare for a world of pain. So is that the upgraded version of the staff I have? That I should probably go back to working on sometime? Ow. So we're locked at 60 apparently. Excuse me? This is a bit unfair. Circle. Get rid of the circle. I gotta remember my buttons. I just changed them all around. Another one? Let's not just stand there. Origins of Flare. More power, more death and destruction. How about more of you getting wrecked? I won. Barely. I hate to say. Let me change jobs and just punch you in the face now. I have bet that painfully dull expression on your face had me worried, but I suppose you'll do after all. Do for what? Try to keep up, will you? I abhor repeating myself. Let me start at the beginning. 2,300 years ago, the greatest mage our realm has ever known, that would be me, compiled a choice assortment of the most potent offensive incantations and evocations into a school known as Black Magic. Yeah? You still seem puzzled. I also devised a spell that would allow my memory to one day return. My reasons were twofold. For one, I simply had to see for myself how the art of destruction would be handed down errors after I eventually passed. For another, I knew that without my guidance, this realm would one day meet most certain. Oh, this won't do. I thought the girl stronger than this, but these eyelids grow heavy and my conscience wanes. I suppose I'll just have to take a little nap. But remember this, my puppet of destruction, you have an important role to play in the battle to come. A battle that will decide the fate of your very world. Yeah. Till next I wake, shriek not your studies of the art. Ronald, where are we? It is as if I just woke up from the strangest dream. Yet my every limb aches as if my respite were more exhausting than the fiercest of battles. Did you perchance observe anything odd happen to me? Preposterousness, or so most would say, but you have no reason to tell me falsehoods, and it would certainly explain the curious symptoms I find myself experiencing. Shantoto, the mother of our dark art, she who pursued the power of destruction to and beyond any limit that could be conceived, has her consciousness truly taken up residence in my own mind? It is no use. I call out, but she does not answer. Whether she slumbers or simply deigns not to answer, I cannot say. I fear I am at something of a loss. Let us return to the sacred room and clear our heads. Mayhap the answer we seek will yet reveal themselves to us. Yeah. Just want to make sure that... What is that noise? I'm afraid it's no use. I have called out to Shantotto within my mind time and time again, but I am met only with silence. Would Master were still here? Surely he could shed some light on the matter. After all, it was he that recorded for prosperity the words we used to summon for Shantotto's memory. Wait, that's it. Master himself may not be here, but his writing may yet contain the answers to our queries. It was within the statue of Nod that the memory slumbered. This does not strike me as mere coincidence. I believe that settles it. I will return to the tomes and see what knowledge can be gleaned, that we might prepare ourselves for whatever task awaits us. This holds for you as well, Ronald. Whatever Shantotto's motives for returning to us, I cannot shake the feeling its ill happenings are afoot. I suggest you resume your studies with the utmost urgency. Da 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 da. Hey. Yeah, hopefully I can get the 81. Golem's Gone Wild. Oh, Ronald, good. For better or for worse, it would seem Shantotto is still enjoying herself a peaceful slumber. In the meantime, my study of the books of Thaw have proven rather enlightening. In particular, I was surprised to learn that while the statue in Naw's reflection is relatively recently constructed, in historical terms, of course, the goblet it holds in its hand is quite ancient. It would appear that it was within that vessel Mistress Shantotto's soul was sealed away. Master's record goes on to state that the inner surface of the goblet is inscribed with a message in the glyphs of ancient Makkah. It reads, yes, here it is. The power of destruction did redden the baleful star, and peeved off rain near and far. Yet 23 centuries hence shall it come anew, and certain doom is sure to ensue. A prophecy of sorts it's here too. It has been roughly 2,300 years since Shantotto's founded black magic, which means it is entirely possible she herself left the inscription. But what sort of doom could the prophecy be referring to? I fear it is all rather cryptic. Lara and Ronald are wrong. I would speak with the both of you at once. Why, I would like nothing more than to catch up on old times. I come bearing grave tidings, my friend. Pray lend me your aid. Well, if it isn't our favorite gubby-headed healer. I would have thought the seventh hell would freeze over before you cast your lot with prayers of destruction. What have we done to deserve the honor of your groveling? This is no time for jest, lie. The situation is most dire. Why, a veritable horde of crazed golems have burst forth from the lost city and is wreaking havoc on the Twelveswood even as we speak. Whatever foul forgery led them to abandon their order and run rampant, we cannot say, but one thing is certain. If we do not deal with them, and do so swiftly, there's no telling what damage they might inflict upon our honest home. That does sound like cause for concern. Very well, I suppose it would not kill us to put the matter of Shantotto aside for the moment and... Wait, no, not now. Uh-oh. I say, how can the girl think straight with this ungodly fool's cap weighing her down? Or perhaps she can't, and that is why. But of course, it all makes perfect sense. Oh, hello there. Did you miss me? And my prodigious intellect? Of course you did. Now, look, we haven't much time, so do try to keep pace. Let's search. Who or what are you? Yes, yes, I'm sure there's much you'd like to know. But where would that get us? I've already heard all I need to know through the girl's ears. We are indeed and we are needed in the South Shroud, yes, rampaging golems. I've tasked a whaler named Alfin with looking into the matter. With any luck, he has gleaned some knowledge which might avail us in plotting a suitable course of action. South Shroud, yes, I believe the great soldier has all she needs. Well, come now. No point in standing around like gulping guppies when there's work to be done, right? Right? I guess. Ronald, I am most grateful for your aid. Do not get me wrong. But if there's anything that you and Lana have been keeping from me, mark my words, I will hear of it in full when our task is done. Oh, I'll get back to you on that because I don't even know what's going on right now. Truth is, we haven't known what's going on forever. I just know. I just know golems are doing things, and since you said that, and it's like, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, but wee, yeah. What is that? Oh, welcome, friends. You come seeking news of the golems? Yes. Would that I had any ear I give, I fear not a single one of the creatures has manifested itself before my eyes. Oh, you say, my good man, but it is possible that you do not see the trees for the forest. Sometimes that which you seek is right before us, and we need only attune our vision. Why is it just me, or do I spy a number of curious stone structures peeking out from the brush? Yes, I have an inkling that our foe may be hiding in plain sight. Just how is one to distinguish living stone from the more ordinary type? Why, I do believe the former would take far less kindly to be scorched with a burst of hellfire. So the plan is clear, yes? Let's get blasting. Excuse me? We're not gonna... We're not gonna... We're gonna do it, aren't we? We're just gonna set things on fire just for your amusement. Okay. I mean, oh boy. There we go. Well, that looks just weird. The mana idol. Okay. That was pretty cool. That was cool. Doing that was pretty cool. Doing despair. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Fire through. I That was fun, wasn't it? Now, I'm not one to repeat myself. It seems I should make an exception for the slower members of our band. You had the privilege of standing before the Archmage Satoda, or rather, a memory of the same, which I was woken after years of slumber to rescue your realm from a fate most dire. Lower, Lady Satoda, if that truly is who you are, I cannot deny your arcane prowess. Yet there is much about this matter that does not sit well with me. Pray explain yourself. What is this dire fate of which you speak? Oh dear. You really aren't very smart. Very well. I should begin from the very beginning. Dear me, did I rhyme? What is... Who does that? Oh, so she doesn't like rhyming Shen, like Shentoto from 11. The tale begins some 2 millennia ago, when the great civilization of Maha was still in its infancy. Our scholars ascertained that a mighty comet, awash with unspeakable ethereal energy, was on course to strike our fair home and reduce it to so much rubble. And so I thought to rectify the situation the only way I knew how, by blasting the foul rock out of the sky with the most powerful destructive magic our realm has ever seen. This, more than anything, was what spurred me to developing the art of black magic as it is known today. Needless to say, my plan was a remarkable success. A massive chunk of the comet was shattered, knocking it clear off its path and sending it spinning harmlessly off into the heavens. The story, however, does not end there. Fragments of the meteor hurtled to and embedded themselves in the earth. While small enough that their impact caused no significant damage, they remained beneath the surface, brimming with etheric energy, just waiting to be unearthed. Needless to say, these otherworldly stones drew the attention of mages far and wide, who sought to claim their power for their own. These are the stones that gave the golem their souls, by whose power many a city-state flourish. And yet, these stones held yet more further secrets. When 2 of them were brought together, they would call out to one another, ether reacting to ether to augment their mutual powers to still greater heights. Mind you, the power of mere fragments, even in a heightened state, would be far too meager to be cause for concern. One threat, however, still lingered. What if the comet, the mother stone as it were to return its circuitous orbit, bringing it in shouting distance of our world once more? Would not its remnants, its children, summon it hither in all its destructive glory? Patris, did your vaulted black magic not knock the comet clear across the sky? Why, it is simply inconceivable that its new path would bring it back in our direction. Inconceivable the feeble minds may have, but not my own. In fact, I pose that the comet is drawing nearer every moment, and it is for this very reason that the golems are now running amok. If left unattended, the implications of this for this world would be calamitous indeed. Fortunately, you have an ally in the impending battle, a prodigy who foresaw the danger that was to come and sent her memory into the future that she might return to save the day. Do you mean to say that you predicted that this threat would come over 2,000 years ago, mind you, and devised an incantation for the sole purpose of allowing you to return to us in our time of need? I do believe I've already said precisely that. Of course, I did not do it entirely on my own. The spell would have been lost to history if crazy old Kurukoga hadn't dug it up when he did and recorded it for posterity. Dear little Lalai and Ronald also played their parts as well. Oh, how wonderful it is when one's followers, against their natural tendencies, perhaps manage not to make an utter mess of things. I must admit, the whole story strikes me as a bit far fetched. I mistrust neither your motives nor your skills, ladies. But as a hero charged with the protection of this world, I cannot leave this matter to you alone. I will accompany you and offer what aid I can. But first, let us return to Uda. I will hear more of the plan you propose before we take action. Must you? Very well. Just prom just promise you will not get in our way. Now come along, my puppets. I have a realm to save and you're going to help me. You were able to predict a comet coming to destroy the world, but you couldn't just predict the fact the final days were coming? Hmm. Well, hey, I have a story for you. Like, what's that? You knocked the comet out of the off course and predicted it would return? Oh, oh, you simple-minded. I went to the edge of the universe and defeated despair itself. I'm just saying. I'm saying. It's just, I mean, the world being threatened is just an everyday thing at this point. What? Hey, what's that? It's level 60. That looks like it might be the hero assures me that there have been no golem uprising elsewhere. And since he clearly is too thick to tell a convincing lie, I am inclined to believe him. This means that we still have time to form a plan of attack. I do pride myself on my honesty. And so I will be honest with you when I say this. Your art is, to put it kindly, not looked fondly upon in our day and age, and your story stretches the limits of believability. Well, if that's the case, then I guess I shouldn't tell you about how the final days and stuff if you don't believe this madness. We cannot stave off this calamity to learn, but any entreaties you might make are not like to find a receptive audience. I, on the other hand, have friends in positions of some prominence. I shall reach out to them and see what aid they are willing to offer. How charming. He actually thinks he might prove himself useful. In your spare time, might you not ask your astrologian friends if they have any recent calculations on the comet's path? I have no reason to doubt the accuracy of my own, of course. But I was working off 2 millennia old data. As you wish, forgive me for being forward, but might I inquire as to the well-being of our mutual friend, Lalai? She was still in there somewhere, yes? Oh, she most certainly is. Worry not. The girl's consciousness is just enjoying a short respite. Which reminds me, I really am due for a nap myself. Be a dear and do not try to let things go to hell's absent, will ya? Mother of the art that brought the great floods upon us, has she truly returned to deliver us from doom? The progenitor of our esteemed art has chosen me as her vessel in hopes of saving our world from a falling star. I can scarce imagine a greater honor. Come, Ronald. We must put our minds together and figure out how we might best do her bidding. Wait, Lalai. If we take her word at face value, Shotoro has only the realm's best interests at heart. And yet I, for one, remain skeptical. I don't blame you. Which is not to say I doubt her intentions or yours, for that matter, and yet we speak of the founder of the very art which gave rise to the War of the Magi and the Six Umbral Calamity. Could it not be that even in seeking to save our run, she is likely as not to destroy it? That's to me, Wyland. Long since passed, had long since passed when the war broke out. Only a blind, blustering halfwit would even think to hold her responsible for. But when I put it that way, I understand that, and that is why I begrudge neither you nor her my aid, since such as it will serve to protect the realm's peace. At the same time, I intend to keep a close watch on her. One can never be too wary, after all. In any event, I will gather what knowledge I can of the threat we face. I would be most grateful if you could do the same. Might I suggest speaking with your Beastman allies? If the idea has not already occurred to you, that is. Oh no. Oh no, we're gonna have to do weird talking. I swear that man's head is made of harder stone than any golem. Still, at least he's cooperating with us. Just progress of some sort. In any event, I will reach out to our Beastman friends. I encourage you to return to your studies in the meantime. If one thing is clear, it is that the task ahead will test us to our very limits. Ah, Ronald, I trust you have not been shrieking your studies? Mistress Sototo expects much of us, and I would not disappoint her. For my own part, I have called out to her intently time and again within my mind in hopes of conveying any and all knowledge that might, when staving off this impending disaster. Though she does not respond, I have the distinct sensation that she is listening in some other way or another. She will doubtless she will return when she sees fit. But in the meanwhile, we can ill afford to buy our time. And so I've taken Zolalia's advice. I can just see the smug grin on his face as I say that, and reached out to our friends. Not moments ago, a post-Moogle came by with a message from our friend Daza of the 269 Order. As luck would have it, it seems he has knowledge that might serve us. To wit, reports of recent sightings of rampaging golems. I would ask you to go on ahead and see what he knows. I will call for that holier than thou here and join you shortly. Not that I am enamored of his company, far from it, but his insights have proven to not altogether useless on occasion. Did you get all that? Dun 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 dun. Wait, what? Where is he? What are you doing? I'm back here. Sir? What is he doing? Oh no, it's been eons, eras, ages, eons. I have heard that the spirit of the legendary Shadoro comes alive again inside Lalai, but could this wondrous tale possibly be true? It is indeed, friends. Laza, she is a corporist type, though, and wakes only when she has a mind to. A fact that I have explained some 700 times to this mutton-headed hearer, who still insists beyond all reason that I should be able to summon her at will. You do me discredit, Lala. I merely suggested that if there were some means by which we could summon Chitoto at our own convenience, rather than waiting for her to come forth of her own accord. It might serve us in facing the dangers ahead. So what you're saying is you don't have faith in Lalai, you just rather hear her switch herself with Chitoto to have more power. You speak of the illustrious founder of my arts as if she were a mere serving girl. You will watch your tongue in the presence of your betters, at least. I guess he's like, I'm done. I mean no disrespect. I do not deny the power of your art or the good it can do. Hands, I simply... Too stubborn and too stupid to fully accept it. Oh well, I suppose none of us are perfect. They be excluded, of course. 269's Order Mentia Daza, I presume. Tell me all you have seen or heard about the rampaging golem. My eyes are to be believed, trusted, sworn. Is this truly the great Shitoto who stands? I mean, but of course, my lady. Yes, yes. Daza will tell you all he knows. I swear, I saw a strange golem wandering in the tangle, and that is not all. It was no ordinary golem, no. Rather, the same one I saw in a tome handed down by my forebear, Dagu, the golem of ancient Mara. One of my creations? Why, that is simply inconceivable. I designed them to utterly rampage proof and left corporate instructions to ensure that my loyal apprentices and their apprentices and so on and so forth will see they stay that way. I hope your followers were not so diligent in carrying out your orders after your passing. We all know of the chaos and destruction wreaked by Makai's sorcerers during the War of the Magi. I suspect that poring over age-old documents on the upkeep of golems was the least of their concerns. Forgive me for my doubts, Leisure, but you seem quite partial to your creations and your countrymen. If we were to find ourselves locked in combat with a golem, do I have your assurance you would not hesitate to strike down our foe? You do not trust me? Trust us. This I know. I am not deaf to Lalai's ceaseless grumblings, so be it. You cannot help being a simpleton, no more than I can help being the greatest intellect in any era. That old Karuka told me what became of Maka after my passing when he communed with me a century ago. Do you think I deny the senseless destruction caused by the descendants of the art I myself wrought? So of course not, for I, unlike some of my present companions, am not a bloody fool. But even a fool must understand that a tool is only as good or evil as she who would wield it. So answer me this, what could I possibly stand to gain from standing idly by as my own creations wreak havoc on the realm I once called home? I grant that there is some sense in what you say. In any event, we thank you for your assistance, Daza. Rest assured, we will see the rogue golems before any harm befalls you and yours. To the tangle. Does that overdrawer never lighten up? It must be so tiring living each day carrying around a brain of solid stone. Burdensome. You can say that again. My synonym abusing friend. Ronald, you know the man better than I, and for that, I pity you. Is there nothing we can do to buy ourselves a moment of respite from his annoying quibbling? Whatever do you suppose is bothering his puny mind? Perhaps he worries for Lalai. Yes, I have observed this as well. Smaller minds are quick to burden themselves with hand-wringing concern for the well-being of others. as if it were not evident that the girl is more than capable of taking care of herself. In either event, if he sets on carrying along with us, I suppose hurt to win him over, if only so he does not foul things up at the worst possible time. Anyhow, I do believe we have some golems to smite into oblivion. A tangle, was it? See you there. But do try not to get lost on the way. I don't know why I'm tired. I didn't get up until 11 p.m. I mean a.m. I got up at 11 p.m. Oh boy, that time would be... Oh boy, my sleep schedule would be annihilated at that point. The Shitoto full of mysteries, but one baffles me the most. Just what is it about Lalai's cap that she finds so disagreeable? Was there no custom of wearing hairgear in her age? Ask her. These lands were far more dry and agreeable in my day. I suppose much can change in 2 millennia, especially without me around to keep things in order. But this is no time to get caught up in nostalgia. We have golems to smash and search for. Not necessarily in that order, I suppose. Yes, I can sense particularly strong etheric energy coming from that direction. I will accompany her to ensure that she remains focused on the task at hand. May you survey the area south of here. These environs afford our foe no end of hiding spots, and I am ill inclined to walk into an ambush. Yeah, I kind of hate this. I understand what he means, because this place is confusing and annoying at the same time. You look far and wide, but can discern no sign of golems, rampaging or otherwise. Return to the southwestern edges of the tangle and see how Sino is here. Yeah. Wait, that's the... Is that them? These things? Blackened headstone. That's the problem with this job. It's all about timing things. Maybe that's why I don't complicate it for me. Whoa, you were beaten down? Why, this body were my own. I would have razed that oversized block of stone to the ground. I suppose I should thank you for coming to my aid. Had I lost consciousness in the midst of battle, I would certainly have been done for, and poor Lalai with me. No, Lady Cho. It is I who owe you a debt of gratitude. Had you not drawn the creature's initial strike, I would surely have met in glorious end. But that is not the least of my failings. It was my fault and mine alone that we were caught unaware. Though it shames me to say so, my eyes were on you when they should have been watching out for the enemy. Who is this sorceress who wields such frightful power? Does she truly mean to save our realm, or will she destroy it? These thoughts continue to haunt me, but no more. Seeing you risk your life for me, a humble healer you have only just met, I say this with no reservation. You are a paragon of virtue, and a model to all mages, white or black. Why, I do believe those are the most intelligent words I've heard you utter yet. Keep talking like that, and I might yet learn to tolerate your presence. If you think that means I'm going to give you your precious Lala back, you best think again. We still have a falling star to fend off, do we not? My precious Lala. I have not the slightest idea what you might be implying. You wouldn't, would you? Was it not your grand dream to see the white and the black, the art of healing and destruction, united for common good? So says Lalai at the very least. Is the girl not a invaluable piece to the future you would realize? That's all well true, but invaluable treasures have different connotations, perhaps not in your time, but the meaning of words evolve over the time you see. And what I'm saying is, of course, Lalai is a friend and ally, but the same could be said of Ronald here, and just not to say I do not want to see her again, of course, only that. Oh, and at any rate, I do believe we've done all we can here, so please forgive me for having doubted you. Henceforth, I promise I will aid you in whatever way I can. And with that, I do believe I must be off somewhere. One last thing, if I may. While you are awake and speaking with us, what becomes of Lalai's consciousness? That is to say, is she still in there listening? What a curious question. She is slumbering in the recesses of her mind, much as I am when she is awake. But to answer your question, no, she is not listening, though we do have some rather stimulating conversations from time to time. If you like, I could share the details. No. It's going off to that place I was going. What a curious man. At any rate, I feel my consciousness beginning to wane. While I will be waking from slumber ere long, and I will return to Oda before she does. I suggest you do the same. Your friend has much he wishes to discuss with you. Ew. It's a marble. Marbles are dangerous. Wow. Jeez, look at that suit. Frontier jacket. Oreo. $570. I mean, I'm gonna have to look that up. I kind of like that jacket. Oh wait, it's showing me. That's rather disappointing. I mean, it was showing me Frontier jacket, I think. It's just... What's the top of healing? Welcome back, Ronald. As you might have surmised, it is I, Lalai. Mistress Shantaro returned to her repose not moments ago. Before drifting off to slumber, she reported to me some details regarding what she sees as the next phase of our task. To wit, she would have us venture further afield to investigate any medicines that might be stirring out of eyeshot. Speaking of medicines, whatever became of that stone-headed hero? I suppose it is too much to hope that Mr. Sutter finally set his robes alit. I could. He has come to respect her. I dare say it took him long enough. Still, we cannot hold the man's ignorance against him. Not all of us are blessed with budding intellects. Anyhow, I trust you will keep me informed if our hero, friend, exhibits any more impertinent behavior. I will think of suitable retribution. I dare say putting him to sleep and hiding his glasses would send a clear message. It'd be rather amusing, no less. In any event, I should return to my researches, should you. Minoru will doubtless call upon us before long, and our powers must be primed for the occasion. Yes. Ronald, the moment you entered the room, I could feel the air crackling with etheric energy. Excellent. Your diligence and your training will surely serve us well. What room? We're not in a room, sir. We're outside. You won't let me into the room. I'm just saying. And you come at a perfect time. Not moments before you arrive, Shototo's voice called out to me from the recesses of my consciousness. She would have us begin to lay the groundwork for the final stage of her plan. As she made it quite clear that we will require all the aid we can muster, I have taken the liberty of reaching out to our Beastman friends. They have convened at Crosschain's residence at Burgundy Falls, where they await our arrival. Let's not keep them waiting. Oh, we gotta go. 69. That's what I'm doing now. You know what's funny? They did a stat squish when Endwalker came out, and I'll be honest, I don't really see. After all, like, I think it was like after 2 days, I didn't really see the difference of stats changing. My thanks, my friends. Thank you for coming together on such short notice. Mistress Shantoro would have you know that she is most grateful for your cooperation. In fact, I do believe she would rather speak to you directly. Oh no. Gotta get the hat off. There you go. Well, it would seem the gang's all here. I dare say it's time we get this proverbial show on the road. Pure, tell me what you've made yourself. Tell me that you've made yourself useful since I last saw your vapid face. Ah, Lady Shotono, according to my colleagues in the Eorzean Alliance, patrols have cited an increasingly number of rampant golems afield. Fortunately, none have posed a significant threat, at least not as of yet. Which brings us to the matter of the comet. A colleague of mine at the observatorium has confirmed that it draws nearer with each passing hour, though there is no immediate danger of a collision if it stays on its present course. It is too close for comfort, yes. Fortunately, I, as is my wont, have a plan. I simply hope you, my friends, are up to the task. If the hero speaks true, the golems that have been causing trouble near the city-states have been more bark than bite, felled with no greater difficulty by middling soldiers. From this, I surmise that the gems set within them, their soul stones, have been small and of meager power at best. Yet, if my theory holds, a more sinister threat lurks in the realm's far reaches, far from the prying eyes of Eorzean and beastman alike. this is where we must go. Profoundly, deeply perfect, by people to do the work of people. Are golems created to travel so far from their master's domain? These contracts have no reason, true, is it? Well, I'll be a passing astute. Well, I'll be a passively astute observation, but I fear you're not. I fear your knowledge is lacking, my friend. Golems come in all shapes and forms, and not all are wrought by the hand of a mortal creator. Often a gem of sufficient etheric power will attract all manner of matter, plant, mineral, animal alike, spontaneously animating it and giving rise to new life. With naught to guide them, these pharaoh golems rove and wander at will. It is these unparticulable specimens that pose the greatest danger. The larger the gem that serves as their soul stone, the greater their power, and the greater the threat when the atomic draws nigh. It would appear our task is clear. Let us split up and hunt down these abominations. I shall join our beastmen friends and make for the west. I will leave the eastern reaches to the two of you. I trust you'll be able to fend for yourselves. There is one matter in particular I would ask you to investigate. My friends at the Alliance conveyed to me a most curious report, which Lady Shototo's words just now put it rather differently. Over in Girobana, and the hamlet of Alagana, villagers have claimed sightings of, in their words, trees that walk like men. These have gone entirely uninvestigated, written off as the delusions and fantasies of the superstitious common folk. But if Lady Shototo speaks true, which I do, they are golems beyond the slimmest shadow of a doubt. Worry not, for Ronald and I will uproot them and reduce every last leaf and strip of bark to smoldering ash, won't we, Ronald? I leave the particulars regarding the matter, means of destruction, to the experts. I have procured a link pearl, that we might better coordinate our efforts. Pray take it with you. With that, I do believe we are prepared. We are as prepared as we can hope to be. Let us be off, my friends. And remember, should aught go amiss, I am but a link pearl call away. A device to allow that prodigious pudding head to talk to me, even if I'm 100 miles away. Far be it from me to scoff at technological progress, but some of our inventions really could have been done without. Then I'll take the link pearl and deal with that. My goodness. Unnatural selection. I think there's already a quest that has the very same name. God, there's so many. There's still so much to do, whether we like it or not, family. How interesting. Well, Makana has evolved into a vermin-infested bog. Yorobana is, if anything, looking more lively than I remembered it. Not that that's saying much, of course. But look at me getting all nostalgic for no reason. After all, my body has long since returned to the dust. And soon, even my memory will fade. But before that, we have a job to do, don't we? I can sense no unusual etheric presence here. So let us venture a bit further into the field. So, yeah. Oh no! I can't even see your health! Which kind of annoying. There we go. Da, da, da. Burn. I messed up my I think my it looks like my hot bars are still messy. I'm missing an ability actually. I think I know the one I am missing. Yep. Ethereal manipulation. I'm kind of copying my hotbars based off someone in my FC that mastered Black Mage somewhat. Did you come upon any wood golems, Ronald? As you can see, these two had the misfortune of coming upon little old me. But that is not all I saw. Yes, it was most remarkable. It was a horrifying sight. After I delivered a mortal wound to one of the creatures, I saw it extend a gnarled limb, and with the last ounce of its strength, try to rip the soul stone from its cohort's chest. Yes, it would seem these feral golems have no quarrels, cannibalizing each other, which has led me to a quite frightening conclusion to with of all, of all that, whatever could that four-eyed fool want at a time like this? Yes, it's a make it quick. What? Yes, it would be wise for you to make a discreet retreat. We will do the same. I would reevaluate our options in light of these most troubling developments. Very well, I will join you at the auditorium shortly. Do gather all the information you can from your colleagues before I arrive. Gods be good. That hero actually proven himself useful. It would seem he come upon a most startling scene in the hinterlands. A mass influx of golems of all shapes and sizes, as if summoned from all reaches of the realm by some unholy force. It's coming. I have my own theory as to what that means, but I require more knowledge before planning our next step. One thing I can say is that we should immediately begin preparing for the worst. In any event, we must move and quickly. You return to the falls and apprise the beastmen of where we stand. I shall go on ahead to the observatorium and see what knowledge the astrologians have gleaned and join you as soon as I am able. I want this song now. I'll figure out how to get it. God. It's a storm, guys. Wait. Is it just rain? Yeah, it's just rain. Okay. I was gonna say, it's like... Oh, wait. I gotta... What am I doing? Hi. Friends, comrades, brothers, and sisters of the Black. We stand at the brink of a disaster most dire. Even as we speak, our foes grow in number. Beings of sentient stone and wood gather, summoned by an unknown force and united for a common purpose. A purpose beyond our understanding. Beyond your understanding, perhaps, but not mine. The golems make for some owl? That's where, in Garabania, I witnessed the most unsettling sight. A golem with an almost animal fury tearing into its cohort's chest. Disturbing as it was all too clear what I was witnessing. A creature sought a stronger soul stone, that it might augment its strength and prolong its own existence. But the power these creatures seek is not limited to that, which they can harvest from their own kind. No, they are forever in search of a more potent etheric source, and they have finally found one. The astrologians at the Austral have confirmed my first fears. The baleful star of our past slowly but inexorably changes course, bringing it closer and closer to this star. It is as Lady Shatoto says. The golems call out to it, beckoning it ever closer. According to the last calculations, any further adjustments to its path, and it is all but certain to strike Eorzea head on. The baleful creatures will climb the highest peak in the land and summon their mother stone to bring disaster to our realm. Inconceivable. Yet, it is just so, my friend. Unless we destroy the lot of them, the collision is all but inevitable, and yet there are simply too many. Even if we could thin their ranks, they would grow themselves and regroup in no time. So we're done for. Doomed. Defeated. Done for. You giving up already? I give up hope, my frantic friend. Or do you forget that the most brilliant mind to ever walk the face of Eorzea stands with you? She does? I don't see Yostola here. Allow me to propose a foolproof plan. We do absolutely nothing at all. For now, that is. We know that the golems are feeding on each other in pursuit of greater and greater power, so why not sit back and let the process of unnatural selection take its course? Till we are left with but a single foe. Well, that would make sense. For that to happen, a creature of untold power and pessimist, that golem would be. Quite so. It would be the mother of all automata. The golem equivalent of yours truly, and if you will, and by definition one of the most formidable foes our realm has seen. I doubt that. Trust me, there are entities that are way more powerful than you, and I've fought them. I've fought Heidelin herself, so fortunately I do believe there is one among us who might stand half a chance against such a monstrosity. Ronald, Lady Toto insists that you hold. Nay, you are the key to this entire operation. I am not inclined to doubt her, but I would hear it from your own lips. Could you say with all certainty that you would emerge victorious over this hypothetical golem of mythical proportions? Yes, I can do this. Thank you, my friend. Your courage inspires me. Pray, let me offer my strength, and that together we may secure the future of our realm. I doubt Ronald and I will have much need of your services, but do feel free to tag along. It would be my honor, and with that, I should take my leave. I must warn the people of the nearby settlements to keep a wide bereft of the great peak. Mayhap I will even have occasion to smash a golem or two on my journey. Color me impressed, Ronald. Your friends are proving more reliable by the minute. And with that, I shall return to the sack room, for my grip on consciousness grows more tenuous by the minute. Pray return when you can and speak with Lalai upon her awakening. So we're gonna just let all the golems fight over each other until there's just one that has the strength and power of her. Great. I mean, it's a great plan. I mean, at least you only have to deal with one, but one that has the strength of all of them. That for a moment. Who are you? Dedicated to the worship of Nal. Going to climb and repairs. Ah, Ronald. I have called out to Shororo of avail. No doubt she is deep in slumber, gathering her strength for the battle to come. She did, however, leave a message. Slack not in your training, my puppet of destruction, for your powers will be tested as never before. That's not ominous in the least, is it now? In any event, I trust you will be up to the task. And there it is. Enchanted. Yep, this is what we need. Against the effective polyglot. Upon maintaining Enochian for 30 seconds. Also improves Enochian's magic damage increased by 10%. Ronald, I trust you have prepared yourself well. Our foe musters at Enix Shrine. The hour of our final contagion is nigh. The healer and our beastmen friends are en route to the Four Lands as we speak, and I would join them with all haste. Come as soon as you are able. Shatoda will be awaiting your arrival. Understood. The Enix Shrine, huh? We're almost there. I'm so excited. Because once we're done this, we get to go and do the other, what's we call it? Why, thank you so very much, Lalai. What with my own corporeal form having long since faded to dust, it is an honor and pleasure to see my legacy carried on by women, men, and beastmen after my own. Oops, was I just speaking out loud? You can stop gawking at any time. Or have you forgotten that we have an army of power-hungry golems bent on destroying our own to dispose of? Fortunately, I've already formulated the perfect plan of attack. You three will see to the stragglers still attempting to scale the mountain. I trust you can handle that much. Hira, Ronald, and myself will scale the summit, where the oversized augmented agglomeration of golems surely awaits us. If I may be so bold, Lady Shatoda, I would offer a small amendment to this plan. Salao, as you surely know, is a holy place to all dragons who call this land home. I am ill inclined to wage battle without first obtaining their blessing. The elder seedster has told me that Ronald has a friend among their kind. Mayhap it would be best if he sought the counsel of this Verofonar before we proceed. I can't believe I'm saying this, but that's hardly the worst idea I've heard today. After all, it could hardly hurt to add another powerful ally to our ranks. What are we waiting for then? Lead the way. Shororo, I know you have the ego the size of, well, half the realm and stuff, but, and I know you like to speak big, huge words and stuff, but please know these are dragons. And, yeah. Try not to talk down to them. And holy men of dogs gather in our midst, threatening to summon doom from the heavens down upon this realm. Such is the flight. I too did sense the presence of an intruder in our sacred home. At first I was content to observe, but the danger had grown too great. Warrior of warriors, If thou and I would take up arms against our common foe, thou dost have my blessing. Well, that's a ringing endorsement if I ever heard one. Here, send word to our beast friends. We commence the operation at once. There's no time to lose, Ronald. Let's make for the summit and dispose of the abomination that awaits us before the comet gets too close for comfort. Understood. Pray leave the rest to us. Lady Shandono, my colleagues from the Ombudsman have confirmed your suspicions. On its current path, the falling star will sail wide of us, if by a slim of margins, and yet that path shifts with every second, bringing us slowly but inexorably to the brink of calamity. Call it a hunch, but I do believe this imposing fellow might be responsible. Well, I'm glad to see that the obelisk hasn't escaped you. At any rate, our task is clear. We need to only reduce him to dust before he can summon his dear mother any closer. Well, Ronald, are you ready to stand alongside the greatest mage to ever live in a battle for the very future of your world? Look sharp. This is our time to shine. Wait, Justola is here? I don't see Justola here. What are you talking about? You're the greatest mage to ever exist. I'm a horrible person. Oh, aren't you a big boy? Can I have my... I gotta remember... Is it this? Yeah. Mana Farm. You would call for the... Oh no! Did we stop it? Sure. Yeah, I don't have a clue how to play this job. Thankfully, when I fail... Oh my god, come on, I gotta... I know. Oh my god, we did it. I don't know how we did it, but we did it. Victory is ours. I only pray it does not come too late. Have faith. Perhaps if you had some black magic in your repertoire. But it is no matter. I must face that Ronald and my efforts are not in vain. They're gonna show it, aren't they? That light, the 12 have mercy. Watch it be like a little tiny stone. Well, huh, didn't even look that big. Here it comes, and there it goes. And with that, my friends, I do believe we have been spared a most crushing fate. Stand tall, Ronald. You and I just saved the world, and I suppose I should thank you as well, here. We're doing a most remarkable job of not mucking up everything. Boy, she really likes to remind him of that, don't it? And with that, I believe my work here is done. Why, I'd love nothing more than to stay and savor our victory a bit longer. All good things must come to an end. Don't look all sad now. With such promising proteges to carry on my legacy, I could go. I could go to rest knowing that I did not mother the art of destruction in vain. You have seen our art wielded for the greatest of good and the worst of evil. Having witnessed firsthand your prowess and the sheer strength of your resolve, I gladly leave the future of our arts in your hands. Walk the path well, Ronald, of the Black. That millennia from now, when we have long since faded to a dim memory, those who follow in our footsteps may yet wield their prodigious power against any who would bring harm to our fair realm. Into the sea of ether she goes. Be proud, Ronald. Having shared a mind with Mistress Shadow all this time, I can assure you that effusive praise does not come easily to her lips. I can still scarcely believe she did me the honor of choosing my body as a vessel. Probably couldn't take mine because of the echo. Before meeting her in the flesh, in a manner of speaking, I had assumed Death's handmaiden was little more than a witch obsessed with fire and destruction. It would seem my impression may have been an error. May have been. Does your prudish, pig-headed prejudice know no end? As charming as ever, I see. I dare say you could learn a thing or two from your esteemed forebear. on how to treat a gentleman. Oh, is that so? I do believe I treat Jew gentlemen just fine, as Ronald here would know. At any rate, we are done here. Let us leave this uncultured boar here to reflect on for a bit on how to treat a lady. Uh, be quick. Oh, hang on. No, never mind. We're almost there. I gotta get a new chair. I really do have to get a new chair. Many golems did come to scale the peak, but they come no more. Laid low by our magics, the heavens too are calm. I trust your battle with the great beast ended in victory. Just so, my friend. Not to boast, but even Lady Shototo was most impressed with our efforts. Is that not so, Ronald? 3 cheers for Shototo and Ronald, and the art of destruction. And thanks, or be it for me to rain on your parade. But let us not forget that the healer in your ranks played at least a small part in your victory. A happy day, that is. This is. Fly home to share the joy with his brothers and sisters. Dozo will. You will visit Dozo again to share magical learnings, yes? Till then. I too must take my leave, but know that even when we part apart, we always stand as one. Bye, everybody. I too must return to Gridania to deliver my official report. I suppose this is farewell, at least for now. Well, don't let us keep you, though. I was wondering if I might express my gratitude to your colleagues at the Observatorium on behalf of Mr. Shintoto, that is. Leave that to me. I fear not all of my friends are so open-minded. If they were to learn that I had allied myself with beastmen and practitioners of the dark arts, there's no telling what sort of twisted rumors might spread. Fear not, Lolai. You have my word that as hearer and healer, I will do all I can to work towards a day when you and your fellows can stand proud and receive credit for all the good you have done. I cannot bear to say this in his presence. But our hero friend has come quite far, wouldn't you say? I too would do everything in my power to make that day a reality. And with that, I do believe our job there is done. Shall we return this aquarium? You mean that place where you just stand outside of it all the time and think you're inside of it for some odd reason? You mean that place? Sage. 70. Welcome back, Ronald. Once again, I must express my gratitude for all you have done, as well as my profound respect. You have mastered our art to a degree that few of us have ever attained. While it is not like me to dwell on such matters, I was just reflecting on the hero's words. Once again, the truth of the battle we waged will never be known to those we fought to save. Well, that's the idea. Needless to say, we do not do what we do for accolades or glory. We do it because it must be done. To sate our own intellectual curiosity, and yet it does not sit well with me. No, I cannot just turn a blind eye while the deeds of my friends and mentors are swallowed by history, never again to see the light. When the day will come that we can emerge from the shadows, I cannot say, but for that day, for the eyes of all who follow in our footsteps, I would put all I have seen to paper, just as Master Kuroka once did. All we have learned of our realm and the arcane, of course, but that is not all. I would write of the bravery of our beastmen friends, of a stubborn and self-important hero who, against all odds, proved himself a friend. Most of all, I would write of the illustrious founder of our glorious art and the adventurer who she would personally entrust with carrying on our legacy. Why, I dare say, the chapter will write itself. Communing with the memory of awakens new knowledge. And that concludes Stormblood. Once we register Shadowbringers, you must complete the role for your full reunion. Once you have done so, the new Black Mage quest will be available. Oh. Okay, so I should have. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay, I get what's going on here. Alright, that's interesting. So I have to do the final role quest. Well, let's go do it. I have to figure out how polygons work now. Oh, great. My favorite. Who likes polygons? I like polygons, even though they make no sense to me. Alright, that's it for now, though. Ow. I hit my hand on the... Yeah, so now I do this, the role quest line. It contains 5 quests. Probably will take 2 hours. An eternity. But it must be done. Till next time.